Hello, educators. My name is Dr. Mosby, and as you know, we are approaching summer right now. There are so many ways that you can maximize your income, and I just want to check in with you guys to see where you are. So grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and let's just jot down some things that you could be doing so that you can maximize your income and have more money coming in for you as well as your family. For starters, we already know that we are to find our niche. And I literally hate having to say niche because that is what has been drilled into me lately when I started becoming an entrepreneur and doing things independently on my own. But I do want you to focus on finding your ideal client. What is an ideal client? Now, for myself, I find clients who I feel will benefit the most from what I have to offer to them. Also, ones that I can kind of connect with, ones that they trust me, I trust them. I give them my opinion on things. I give them the things that they need so they can succeed in learning English. And they trust me with that, whether it is a book that I give them to read or whether it is some things that I tell them to invest in, they do it. One thing that I also love about my clients is the fact that they come and visit me. There's nothing like learning English in person, having that one-on-one connection. Now, right now, we're going through the pandemic, but before all of this, my students would come from another country and they would visit me for 2 weeks. And I would teach each of them things around the house. What is the name of those things? Things in the car, whether it's the trunk of the car, things in my kitchen, whether it was a dishwasher or whether it is a garbage disposal, the trash can, the oven, things in the bathroom, things in the laundry room. I am maximizing my income because I am a host family and I am allowing my students to come and visit my home. The way that I'm maximizing my income is, for one, they are now having a tutor every single day in person all day long, okay? And they are basically living with me. So of course, I am able to not only charge for the tutoring session that is formal, but I'm also able to charge for the informal lessons as well, such as things that are around the home, the yard, things that are outside of the home, things that we do on a daily basis. And it also helps me because once my students return back to their country, they're able to understand everything that I am saying or everything that I am referring to. And it pertains to lessons that we go over and that we review as well. So it's a win-win situation. Now, you may not be in the position to host a family or to be a homestay teacher for your students. But as an entrepreneur, I need you to think like one. You can send your students to other teachers as well so that they can learn from them. Or if they are able to stay with you and you don't feel comfortable teaching them other things that they may want to learn, whether it's history, geography, another language like Spanish, then you can allow them to stay with you. You would charge the rate for them to stay with you, and then you would allow another teacher to come in virtually, or you can take that student to that teacher or to that program so that they can get more out of what they want to learn. One student that I had loved soccer, so I would find things for him to do with soccer. He had his own private soccer coach that I would take him to. He also joined a soccer team as well during that time. And so it helped him to be able to be around other students who spoke English, other teachers and coaches who spoke English, and to live the American dream life, okay? Sometimes we take these things for granted and we don't see how great and wonderful that we have it or that our children have it here, and other students want to experience that. So I gave that child the experience that all American boys or girls who play soccer are able to experience, as well as taking him to coding classes because I don't do coding, and then teaching him both formal English in person and adding art classes to that and all types of things, okay? And from there, his parents also sent other children and their friends were told about it. And so I set up a program to where children can come and stay with me for 2 weeks. And my family, we host them. They learn from my children as well. And they learn the things that we do and see how Americans live as well. So that is one way of maximizing your income. Again, if you're not in the position to be able to host a family, then how about finding other people that you trust where they can stay and they can still learn the informal things on informal cultures of ways that we live while you are teaching them English still. So again, that's one way of maximizing your income. But first, you have to find your ideal client, and that must be a person that you trust and they trust you. It works out great. Now, aside from that, because we're dealing with COVID-19 right now, I can't have any students to visit me. I can't set that up, but we do have things planned out later for them to come. And again, that increases your income greatly, okay? And if you're interested in knowing about the pricing for that, I can definitely help you with that as well. Now, another way to maximize your income, we have summer coming up. How many of you have come up with a summer camp program? A virtual summer camp program is the way that you can maximize your income right now. You can decide if you want to have a summer camp that runs once a week where they meet at 12 o'clock noon every single day from Monday through Friday. They do different things, whether it's you're teaching them English, you're teaching them parts of speech, you're teaching them grammar, you're teaching them phonics, you could teach them art, you could be creative and teach art, reading, all types of things as it relates to English if you like. So you could do a summer camp program that pertains to reading on one day. The next day you can have art activities. It builds up to a story that they have to write. You also practice listening skills for them because you are reading things to them for them to practice, as well as have some speaking activities with the kids and some games. It is limitless the way that you can create ways to make money, okay? It's not that hard. You can meet with these children for 60 minutes a day for 1 week, and it's based on your time. But you have to be creative. And as an entrepreneur, we are creatives, right? We already know that we have to be the ones to come up with something, but you don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's so many other people that's done this in the past, that's doing it right now, that is maximizing their income. So don't wait. Write this down. Create a virtual summer camp. Okay, you can meet once a week, Monday through Friday for 1 week. You can do a summer camp for the entire 4 weeks in the summer months. However you like to do it, you can meet the students only 1 day a week on Wednesdays for 4 weeks. So many ways you can create a summer camp program. So I want to expand your mind, and I want you to start thinking about some ways to get money, because there's plenty out there, and there are plenty of people who would love your services and love to see you operating your gifts, okay? Now, we talked about the virtual summer camp. We talked about being a host family or a homestay parent or homestay teacher for your students in person. You can start writing out the plan now, and then when we able to come back and visit and social distancing is out, then you can implement that. But go ahead and write it out, you know, and introduce that to your parents. If you have students that are young age or age that where they are able to visit you, go ahead and do that now, because there's great money there as well. Now, some other ways that you can maximize your income, of course, is online courses where you don't have to teach live classes, but you can go ahead and record some classes. It doesn't have to be just in English. It could be about remedies, home remedies. It could be about absolutely anything that you know about. Start on things that you already know. Don't expect everyone else to know what you know, because they don't. I've met people who don't know basic things on video conferencing, or don't know basic things on which resources or websites to go to do this, to do that. Don't know that they can use Google Slide to create a virtual classroom. Just basic things that other people don't know. And even if they do know, there are so many other people who would love to have someone to coach them. Everyone is not looking for things for free. Everyone is not looking for a handout. And that's just to be honest. I myself, I hire my weakness. And when I say about hiring your weakness, which I talk about that in another video, is it's not that the fact that I don't know how to do it myself. It could be a weakness because I just don't have time to do it, and it's not a priority to do. And so I don't want to take away from what I'm working on now to go and start creating a Bitjami classroom or virtual classroom in Google Slides. I don't have time to do it. So I'd rather just hire somebody to do it while I'm working on this over here on this side. Just an example, okay? So there are so many ways that you can maximize your income by creating online courses. There are a lot of people who love to use Teachable and some other reputable course creation names as well, branded names as well. I personally like to use coursecraft.net because it's owned by a husband and a wife, and they have a child, and they're entrepreneurs, and I love to support entrepreneurs. So that's coursecraft.net. They have like 3 different plans that you can choose from. You can either pay them up front for the services to be able to host your videos and your online courses, or of course you can easily not pay up front and just pay a certain percentage as you go along in your courses. Whenever you make money, then of course some of the percentage come out and it goes to that platform as well. So think about some online courses that you can create. It doesn't have to be anything hard. It could be about gardening. It could be about herbs. It could be about perfumes. It could be about jewelry. It could be about hats. It could be about anything that you are passionate about, or anything that you know how to do without even thinking twice about it. I would always start with something very easy, put it out there, see how it goes, and then continue to work on things that would take a little longer. Now that leads me to talk about making money from writing books. So many educators, we write all the time. We write down notes for our students. We write down notes for ourselves during our professional development. We have so much knowledge up here. So why not put it out there in a book? And you can join coaches and authors who are teaching others how to write books. We will be interviewing someone and some people who's already written their books, and you'll be able to know how to write a book as well. So you can start from your online courses. You're writing out manuals, you're writing out things and PDFs that you want your students to have. So go ahead and create a book as well. So there are like 4 tips that I just gave in this video. One is, of course, finding your ideal client and someone that you're passionate about teaching, and see how it's really helping them. You know, and that's all about finding your niche. You may want to have someone who is, you may want to teach the younger kids, or kids that are in the middle school. And don't worry about the fact that other teachers are doing it. It doesn't matter, because your delivery will be different from their delivery. Your PDFs and worksheets and things will be different from their PDFs and worksheets. Your videos will be different from their videos, okay? Everyone is different. There are many people who are talking about how to make money, but their delivery and their pitch may be different. You know, the parents and clients may feel drawn to you because you seem more caring, or you seem more patient, or you seem more eager and happy, or they may want someone who's very serious about tutoring their student because they want their student to eventually come to an all-American school. So they're not looking for all of the happy faces and and all of these things that makes it such a fun classroom. I have my students, particularly their parents want their students to join or be able to come to America and go to an all-American school when they reach a certain age. So I am tutoring them in English for that reason. So I don't have to have a puppet in my hand, and I don't have to do all of these animations and have all these hair bows in my head and, and wear a certain thing and look a certain way. I don't have to do that because that's not my ideal client. My ideal client is one who I train and who I teach the way that I taught my students or my kids when I homeschooled them. Okay, so you could do the same. You don't have to do it the way that the Orange Company does it. Okay, do it the way that you want to do it and make it your own. So we talked about the ideal client. We talked about being a host family or having others to host your students for you and just maximizing your income that way, where you receive a percentage of the money that you're charging to allow that student to come to America if you have students that live overseas. Also, we talked about summer camps, where you have your virtual summer camp. You should be having that in the making right now. There are platforms that you can go on to do that and to market on as well. One that many of you already know, OutSchool. Many teachers jumped aboard on the OutSchool platform so that they can market their classes, but you can also market a summer camp there as well. And there are many other places to market. And I know that that's one huge dilemma for entrepreneurs, not knowing where to market. I would definitely say start in your local area, use your local apps like Nextdoor app, put information out there. There are many ads and magazines that have information about summer camps, and you see those when you're leaving the grocery store. Think about all those free magazines that you see or free newspapers that you see when you're leaving the grocery store. Look in there. They have advertisement about summer camps all of the time, or about things that tutors are doing, or things dealing with education all the time. Find out ways that you can market there. Some people market on the back of receipts. I know that like the grocery store here, Kroger, if you turn it on back, you'll see coupons back there. You can market there, market locally as well. And word of mouth is everything. You don't know who your neighbors may know, who's in need of your services. You don't know, but you have to open your mouth and let others know what you do, okay? So also we talked about the online courses. They don't have to be long. I don't like to enroll in a course that's too terribly long. It could be a short video with PDFs that I can download just fine, and I'll be good to go, because I like to self-study a lot. So you can have a self-study course as well. So every course don't have to include a video. It can include a lot of PDFs if you like, a lot of downloads, or links to refer the people to, and resources or pictures you can take of things that you've done as well, even if it's gardening and things like that, dog training, it doesn't matter, but create an online course starting today. And then we talked about writing your own book. And again, we're going to have authors and coaches to come in where we'll be interviewing them, and they can tell you how to get started on writing your book or write from your experiences. But one thing that I was always told from an author is to remember that when you're writing about your own experiences, you are to not only tell it, but you are to sell it. And I won't go any deeper into that, but we have so many educators, you know so much. I want you to share that knowledge, write a children's book, write something right now so that you can maximize your income. Again, my name is Dr. Chantelle Mosby. I hope these tips helped you. And if you need me, please feel free to contact me. I have a Facebook group called Online Tutors Maximizing Income Support Group. You can find me there, or you can find me on my YouTube channel, which some of you may be watching now, The Holistic Educators with an S as well. Thank you guys, and you have a wonderful day. Get to writing.